Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame. It's Cinnamon Sugar. Whenever I post the other video, y'all will see that there's a difference. When y'all saw my hair before, there was obvious product. Now, what you're seeing right now is basically my gray hair. Anything that you're seeing is gray hair. So y'all, I said nope. As soon as I come in the door, before I take my coat and hooded scarf off, I'm going to strip before y'all and go into all what just happened. Um, and if there's anything else to add, I'm gonna tell y'all about it too. So I think I did mention in the other video that I have yet to even edit and upload that I was invited to come out to a function, and yeah, I was invited. And so, I had every intention of going, but I started getting really anxious. So I was like, oh, I don't know about this. I took a nap so I could at least kind of sleep on it. But at the same time, part of me was like, I don't know if I'm going to do this or not. Y'all excuse this because where we were going, I showed up and I came 30 minutes late, kind of on purpose because I really was struggling with whether or not I wanted to leave home and go out and be outside like that. But I finally did. And it's crazy because as soon as I pulled off, it started raining. And I'm like, the rain situation was supposed to be over by now. So what's going on? Hold on, y'all. I'm about to turn the heat on because I'm not finna, I'm anemic. Everybody else was. I'm going to get into that in a minute, but I'm going to turn the heat on and I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, I'm back. So, first of all, I didn't know what I was going to wear. Since I did contemplate going and I really, really, really wanted to see this person, I went on ahead, put some product in my hair so my hair could look like something because it had been looking like a mess over the last couple of days because I planned on having my hair washed and prepped by between noon today and 2 p.m. still today. And since she messaged me in time, I didn't go and do all that because I really was going to still have it at least prepped and ready to go by 2. So she sent that message and was like, oh, a few of us are going to meet up. And, I wanted to invite you out. Saying to myself, oh my gosh. My first response to her was, oh, okay. Who all going to be over there? And I laughed, but I was being serious. I ain't going to lie to y'all because I know that she deals with the side heifer. So she, didn't say who. I kind of feel like she knows that I don't rock with her like that, whether she has said something or she's seen the tension. But yeah, because we didn't work together at any capacity. She did a completely different job from me, and I used to just see her in passing, and she was just always so sweet to me. She had been working there longer than me. I don't know how much longer, but she had been working there longer than me. And she would speak. She was always smiling. She was always sweet. And I mean, I could have had a hard, long day. Might have just been in my head for whatever reason. Anything could have been going on. And you know what I'm saying? Y'all already know the situation that's been going on with my mama that I finally revealed to y'all. So before everything happened where she no longer works there, that had already been a part of my mental. And like she's always been so sweet. So it would kind of ease my mind knowing that I'm at work. I already got to deal with the side heifer, right? And so I would see her and like she just would randomly be like, hey, how you doing? Oh my gosh, you're so beautiful. Y'all, I've been did my hair like sometimes. I remember one time I did like one of my first like finger coils or something like, and the way it, like when my hair really started growing, or when I forgot if it was when I cut it again, or if it was when I had let it grow as long as it was at that time when she was still working there. But I done finger coils, and like the way I parted it and the way that it was falling and how it looked like after it dried, it was so cute. Did a twist out like every time. It's like every time I had freshly done my hair and it was looking really, really cute, she would see me. She was like, "Oh my gosh, your curls are so beautiful. You just don't understand." Like she really would set it off. Um, Gonna give y'all a heads up. The people that are downstairs that have children, meaning school aged, I don't care if they 17 and a half or whatever. I don't know. I know they're of age to know better, know right from wrong and all that. yelling and screaming downstairs. And so if y'all hear noises, that's what that is. They're not doing anything above me in the moment. But oh, before I was going to sleep, one of the children was yelling like crazy and running back and forth. And I was like, of course you would do this because I'm trying to take a nap. Of course you would do this. So anyway, y'all, so like she just would say the most, like we would already have talked that day. I remember, I will never forget this day. One day I felt ugly. I felt blah. I didn't feel anything positive. And we were in the parking lot, freezing cold, leaving out. And she was like, I just need to let you know that you are so beautiful. Like she said it off. And no, she's not bi, she's not gay or none of that. Like she just, like, apparently she thinks I'm a decent looking person. Because like I for one, I'm a woman that can say I see another woman, and if they are fine to me, I will be like, ooh, she fine. Like she is gorgeous. This don't make no sense for her to look good like this. And so like to me, that's the way I take it when she says stuff like that. But it threw me off so bad that then I was like, wait, what? Cause I'm over here thinking she gonna say have a good day, whatever. She was just like, oh no, and like just went off and just told me how beautiful I was. I was like, oh my gosh, wait a minute. I wasn't ready. And that made a difference in how my day before going to sleep was going to be. But yeah, she's always been, I'm to my always been so sweet. Even when she was going through hell, she always put on that smile, always spoke, was always sweet. She never let anything she was going through, whether it was at work or at home, affect how she treated anybody at work. One day we were talking and I called her before she could catch me, and I said, hey, how you doing? Because I was so used to us, always in passing, speaking to each other and all that, and whatever. And this was like the first time she didn't really seem like super happy and all that. And so, like, then, after I spoke with her, she kind of cheered up and she was like, I needed that. I was like, what? So, obviously we need to definitely be mindful that there are people who are going through things. No matter how amazing everything is being presented to you, they are going through things. um and just because they seem strong, or they usually are the strong one, never underestimate the fact that at any time they could be where you've been at your lowest. So anyway, y'all, they settled on a place where they wanted to link up. So I'm just waiting. And so I said to myself, okay, if I wake up, if it's meant for me to wake up, I'm going to wake up. There are times I set all of my alarms and I don't wake up because it's not meant for me to wake up to see it and go or whatever. So I woke up. So I was like, oh, it must be meant for me to go. But even after that, I was still hesitant. So I woke up, checked my messages. She said where the location was. And so she was like around 7:30ish. And I was like, okay. Hadn't been there in years. It was a spot that my ex and I used to go to from time to time. They have some amazing food. Child, tell me why I really went back and forth and was like, I don't even know what to wear. Look, wait a minute. Where is it at? What did I do with it? I'm going to show y'all what I initially planned on wearing. It don't even matter what the pants was going to be. That wasn't even going to be the focal point if I was going to wear it. Okay, so first of all, I gotta preface this by saying I have gotten to a point in my life that even though I am bordering on 40, that whatever I want to wear, whether it's clothes, glasses, hairstyles, hair colors, all of that, I'm going to wear what I want to wear. I'm going to do what I want to do. As long as it's something that I am happy with, it makes me happy, it makes me feel good, that's what I'm going to do. So, shoot, it's been like 6 to 9 months, maybe a year. I bought a couple of things. I bought 2 shirts like this. This is the main shirt. I'm going to show it to y'all in a second. There's a shirt that I bought. And at first I said, you know what? Let me find that shirt. Because I put it away. It's something that I'm wearing in the summertime. But if I decide to wear it in the wintertime, it's fine because it's long sleeve. But you're going to see why I'm saying what I'm saying about the summertime. So it's like, girl, you said about long sleeve. Okay. Listen. This is the shirt. Okay. Now, I don't usually wear stuff like that. Just out and about. Hold on, let me look, because I put it on earlier. I really was about to do it. I said, nope, let me not do it today. Let me not do it today. I really wasn't even in the mood. There are times that I'm in the mood and it's like it throw everybody off. Like, wait a minute. She got that on. I'm like, yes, see, y'all don't know the new me. But yeah, I had it on earlier and it's long sleeve. Like it literally is long sleeve, but it's see-through. But it has my favorite animal on it. And that's what I call. I don't care what y'all think an animal is or whatever. My favorite insect or whatever. I live for butterflies. Hence the earrings. And that was a complete coincidence. It's so random, y'all. Y'all be understanding how random stuff be. But this is the thing. This is what was gonna go under it. This bra. Okay. Listen. So one day when I got the shipment in and everything came, I had already said in my mind, this is what I want the duo to be. I want it to be that. And I'm gonna have a bra that you can see whatever the design is on it, the pattern. It's gonna have black in it, but it's gonna be it's gonna be doing some things. This is what I settled upon. Okay. And so I just so happened to be on FaceTime with old boy who got the 2 kids, right? And so he was like, what is that you got on? I was like, oh, I'm gonna have this on at some point in time. I don't know when. So he went off about it, like in a good way though. Like he was like, what? I can't believe you have something like. I was like, see, you don't know me very well. You don't know me very well, sir. So yeah, that's what I initially had on. But then I started laughing. I said, let me go somewhere and sit down. I'm doing a lot because I had my coat on the whole time. Normally I'm freezing cold. Speaking of freezing cold, when we had our meeting and our training on Friday, I was freezing, right? People be thinking I just be saying I'm freezing and I'm bundled up for no reason. Like before I even entered the room where it was being held, we were greeted by my supervisor and the weekend supervisor, which she just so happens. I don't think I told y'all this. Y'all, listen, wait a minute. It's so many things. Like every time I get off of here for making a video, I remember something else. So tell me why this woman became the weekend supervisor on pretty much my shift. She starts like, she do like 12-hour shifts. It's like from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. is what her shift is, right? On the weekends. And when she first introduced us, when she first started walking around and she was walking around my supervisor, trying to get a handle on, how he runs his campaign and all of that or whatever. I spoke to her and I kept looking at her like, why does she seem so familiar to me? But I don't know her. And she's the supervisor that I've mentioned to y'all before who has the same name as the side Heffa, which is, it's crazy. So anyway, I kept looking at her. I was like, I don't know her. Like, why is it I feel like I know her? Y'all, tell me why. My friend, she's older, and we worked at this job together, and she hasn't accepted my friend request. I'm talking about from way back when my ex was hacking into my account. And so for some reason I went and I was just like, she still ain't accepted the friend request. She just one of them people where it's kind of like, if we still friends on there, then somebody must be trying to hack into the account, whatever, I don't know. And she's older, again, like I said. So she's ignored it. So I'm looking like, dang. So for some reason, something told me, look through her pictures, because she went from dyeing her hair red, fire red, to actually letting it just stay gray, because her head is gray all the way over. And now she looks nice. She let her hair go natural and everything. I just can't believe it. So anyway, I'm scrolling through the pictures. Tell me why the woman at my job is her niece. And I was just like, why? Why didn't it dawn on me? Because that's how strong their genes are. If you are related to them, 99% of the time you're going to look like them. And that's how strong our genes are on my daddy's side of the family. Like, it's a miracle that my brother is not the spitting image of my daddy. Like, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. To me, sometimes I feel like he went from looking just like my mama and her side of the family to looking like my daddy folks. But let them tell it, no, your brother look like me and you and your sister look like your daddy. And I just be looking like, he looks just like my cousin, who is the spitting image of everybody on my daddy's side of the family. But go off though. It is what it is. He definitely has our grandmother's legs. That's one thing for sure. That's how I know he kin to us. Like, Granny had a specific type of leg. My brother got it. I think my daddy got them same legs, but that's something I noticed. And I was like, Mom, have you noticed that he has Granny's legs? And my mom thought about it. She said he sure do got Granny's legs. It's so random, y'all. My bad. I'm sorry. So anyway, moving right along. So, child, okay. I'm trying to lead up to it, but I'm just okay, y'all. So anyway, back to that story. So the woman is my friend's niece. So I said, next time I see her, I'm gonna tell her that I looked at her and I kept trying to figure out who she was. But it was like, I know I don't know you, but for some reason you seem familiar to me. And when I told her, she was like, oh my gosh, how you know my aunt? Because she was looking at me and listening, and she was like, how you know my aunt? I was like, because she was my friend. I never went into depth. And see, this is the thing. Her aunt is everything. Everybody live for her aunt. I want better for her aunt because she's with someone whom she married, he trash, whatever. It is what it is. And so it's kind of like it's cheaper to keep him because he probably would benefit if they were to get divorced. I ain't even finna go into that. I just want better for her. Anyway, so this is the person with whom, when I started working at this job, I didn't live that far away from the job, but because it's so hilly here, it's just, it like kind of takes a lot out of you to like walk from work to where you need to go. And when I'm leaving home, when we lived where we lived before, when we lived in the trap house, if you will, there were certain hilly spots where I had to kind of trek up, and it would kind of mess with my knee whenever I hadn't been losing weight and been on top of my food management. So yeah, it was kind of a lot. And so she would take it upon herself to be like, well, I'll take you home or I'll take you up the street. There was this one spot that most people, if you didn't have a vehicle, they would drive you up the street and drop you off right there because you didn't have to trek up that hill. So, I was thankful for people who wanted to even do that. So it got to a point where we became friends. We would talk, and she would tell me, oh, well, what you got going on? She would ask me about my day, ask me what I had planned after we got off work. And I would tell her, oh, I'm going to go catch the bus today, and I'm going to pay for a cab so that I can go home with groceries, whatever. Now, keep in mind, I was still with my ex. And whether my ex was off work or not, I still had to figure out a way to go get the groceries. And like, it was, child, that whole situation was beyond ignorant. And like, other people were just like it was to the point where when I would go to Walmart, like every other week or at least once a month. And he would drop me off at Walmart, and I would stay at Walmart for like a total of 10 to 12, sometimes 14 hours on a Sunday, because at the time the buses didn't run on Sundays. And so this Walmart employee would always see me, always speak to me. And it got to the point she was just like, so I'm getting off in a little while. Anybody coming to get you? Like, I know, like, she pays very close attention. So she offered to take me home. She was like, you shouldn't have to just sit here all day. I was like, oh no, that's okay. And then I got kind of excited about it. But it's like I knew inherently my ex was going to find a reason to set it off if I let this person take me home. Even if I got her to take me close to the house. I don't care if I had to haul the rest of that stuff, lug it, and halfway kill myself to get to the house. That was better than having to sit there all day. Something told me not to do it. So when he came and picked me up that day, I ended up telling him, and he just pretty much cut me off in the middle of the conversation and was like, she ain't taking you home. I'm going to take you home. You ain't got to worry about that. Whatever. It's fine the way it is. And I'm just like, I really should not have, like, I should be able to go grocery shop for however long I want to and go back to the house. This was all because I didn't have a vehicle at the time. I was down without a vehicle for 5 years. And so that was a very, I don't even want to say humbling, because I'm already humble when it comes to stuff like that. Like, I wasn't above catching the bus, because I would catch the bus when I could go and catch the bus to go places, when it made sense. I wasn't above catching cabs. I wasn't above walking. I would walk to and from work. When it snowed on my birthday, throughout that week, when I turned 30, meaning, I don't know if y'all know, but that year when I turned 30, 9 years ago, the snow did the most, to the point we couldn't leave for a week. So when I finally was able to leave, the roads were still kind of iffy, and I was like, no, I've been out of work for a week. I got to go back to work, whatever, y'all. And I was making pennies. It didn't even make no sense. So I'm walking to work, my pants soaking wet because I'm stepping down in like snow trying to trek. Like I really had to trek to work. It was terrible. And I left out like an hour and a half. Y'all, I ain't lived but like 2 miles away from work, 2.5, if that. It was not far at all from work. So it was terrible. And like my ex could have been off work. He still wasn't going to come get me from work 99% of the time. My ex was not a morning person. So instead of him getting up to take me to work so I wouldn't have to be out in 0-degree temperatures and below 20 degrees and all that stuff, which is really cold. I'm already anemic. He'll be like, well, I don't care. I'm not a morning person, so you're going to have to catch the bus and you're going to have to walk away. So I had to do what I had to do. So I had to walk to work, which was very embarrassing. Got somebody with a whole car at the house. Even if he off all day, he won't even let me drive the car. Even if he going to sit at the house all day, he ain't going to let me drive the car. Like, it's just a whole lot of stupidity. But anyway, y'all, so fast forward to now. So ever since I told her that, she's been like on a whole nother level with me. Like, I ain't never had no issues with that supervisor or nothing, but she was just like, I can't believe you know my aunt. I'm like, yeah. Like, her aunt is super, y'all know what I'm saying? Like, they literally are yelling for no reason. Like, they listening to music and it's not even that serious. Like, so anyway, so yeah, today, like I said, I was gonna do my hair, but then when she said what she said, I was like, I'm glad she caught me when she did, because I would have been in the middle of braiding. And I said to myself, I'm not gonna sit up here and do a couple of rows of braids and then come up in there with 3-4 rows of braids and that's it. Like, and I ain't talking about 15, 20 on a row. I want to do medium. They literally be doing the most. I don't understand. Like, nothing is happening that's amazing in there. There's just a crowd of them and they're doing the least. In all honesty, not the most, the least. I feel sorry for the people who live above them. I feel sorry for the elderly couple that lives across the hall from them. And hopefully they won't try it all night. Y'all, the Lord knew that I ain't need to work, because if I had to work, this would have screwed me. Like, look at this. Literally for no reason. Like, they banging on stuff. Like, they doing the most. Anyway, y'all. So, she invited me. I kept saying to myself, I don't know if I'm going to go. I already told y'all, I ain't know what I was going to wear. Like, I'm used to just wearing my work clothes and that's it. I done got to the point, I'm just trying to stay in the house. I ain't trying to go outside like that. I ain't trying to go outside. For what? For what? Child. Right when I was going to give up and say I ain't going, some came over me and was like, if you don't go out and see her, like, it don't matter who else is going to be there, even if the side heifer is there, you need to go. That woman has always been sweet to you. And if you were to ask her to meet you somewhere, if she could, she would arrange for it to happen. So you need to go meet up with her. So went to the location, y'all. I was late. So when I came in, somebody greeted me and asked me, was I looking for the bathroom? Because I kind of walked past the hostess that kind of wasn't there, but she was. And so I was like, oh, no, thank you. My party should be here. So I'm looking around. I don't see nobody. I'm like, dang, what is it? Like, they've been here 30 minutes at least 20, 30 minutes. I'm looking. So then I went halfway through the place. I'm like, I don't see nobody. What is going on? So I really circled the entire thing. And I'm like, okay, what in the world? So I got back to the front to where the hostess was. And I stood out the way. Child, I guess because today is St. Patrick's Day, people are acting a fool. So it was this black woman, right? Let me spill some tea while I'm telling y'all what was going on. So the black woman was standing at the front, right? Some people left her stuck with the bill. And so the people up front that was, hosting and all that stuff, they were apologizing. They were like, I'm so sorry that this happened to you. And because she was just like, I'm going to pay it, but like, this was not what the deal was. Like, I don't know why they did me like that. Like, they did her dirty. They drunk like crazy and left her with the tab. And I don't know. I was like, golly. So after she went out to her car to do whatever she was gonna do, I'm in my phone messaging the woman to ask her, where were they? I told them I was there and I'm looking for them. Where y'all at? And so it was like all of a sudden 4 people are standing up there that work there. So this one woman started standing up. She was like, oh my gosh, I love your purse. So y'all know I had this. I done pulled this out. Y'all see what I got on, so you already know. I didn't pull out the white one. I just was like, I'm gonna put this one on because to me it's dreary outside. It is springtime. I didn't pull out the white one. I only pulled that white one out for the Black Panther movie. That's the only time I donned it. So I was like, nah. So I pulled that out. Oh, y'all don't know about this. Hold on, wait a minute. For my birthday, one of the gifts that I got myself was 2 pairs of shoes, custom made shoes. Well, custom designed shoes, and put it like that. This is what they are. So they match my purse. I want to get some that match my white purse as well. And I don't know when that's going to happen, but yeah. So I have these. And the other ones, they are ASU. Are they over here? No, they over there. But the other ones are ASU. And I mean, it is what it is. So that's what I ended up having on, right? So I'm standing there, and y'all already saw the coat I had on earlier and all that stuff, right? So they start going, oh my gosh, your glasses are so gorgeous. Your earrings are so gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Went off about the purse, first of all. So then the other girl was like, well, did you see her shoes? Her shoes match her purse. That woman started hollering. I was like, they went off. He was like, oh my gosh, I love it. This is everything. No, and this was not a black person. These women went with. I wasn't trying to do nothing. I didn't even know I was doing nothing worth mentioning. So, child, I was like, okay, thank you. I was just so thrown back. I was like, ma'am, listen, my friend gave me this. She was like, I'm going to end up losing it. Maybe I should make this y'all know what it's called. Maybe I should do that. She gave me that, asked me did I want to, keep this as memorabilia for this day. I was like, sure. No, I don't celebrate St. Patrick's Day. They wanted to go out though, so I finally drove myself out the house. So it is what it is, y'all. So when I asked her who all actually showed up or something, the second time after I'd already left the house and I was at the location, child, tell me why the people kept saying that there was an hour wait. I was confused because when I went through there were several tables that were big enough to accommodate us. I think there were a total of maybe 10 of us. 8 to 10 of us after everything was said and done. So I was confused. And I had went through, saw these tables were available. Most of them weren't dirty. So it's like, what are you talking about? So I was like, okay. They told me where they were. I said, all right, I'll be there in a few minutes. So she was like, okay, whatever. So I got there. I didn't look in the parking lot. I just said to myself, if she here, she here, whatever, I don't care. So I came in, the hostess greeted me. She asked me how many people would it be. I said, well, my party's already here. I'm just looking for them. I start, kind of scanning. And so she kind of looking too. The woman comes from out of nowhere and greets me. She's like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for coming. Gave me a hug and all of that. So she led me. She was like, we saved a chair. We saved a seat for you, whatever. We were sitting like at the bar at this place. Y'all, typically I don't like to sit up high, but I was okay. I actually was able to get on up there. Once I lose some more weight, it'll be a whole lot easier for me to hop up places like I used to be able to do when I was really deep off in my tomboy phase. But yeah, it wasn't bad. Well, at this point, I didn't know who was here. So, but before I even sat down, I bypassed everybody. One of the people reached out to me. It was like, hey, how you doing? Touched me. It was like, good to see you, whatever. I had already seen her at work because she was at the training. So I ain't speak to nobody else. I didn't even look there because she told me she was going to the bathroom. I said, okay, I'm going to go with you. So I didn't go to the bathroom. I just went in there and was talking to her. I really didn't have to use the bathroom, but just in case I felt the need to, I was going to go. It was kind of free anyway, so didn't have no issue with that. Child, went in there, we talking, and she's catching up with me, and it's a whole vibe. So I was like, okay. So we come out. And so I just end up just sitting kind of at the end of the bar. And all of a sudden, I hear the side heifer's voice. And I was like, yeah. Because she did put her name as one of the people who was there. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever. I'm not going to derail from what I was going to do. I'm going to do exactly what I was going to do. And other people were there as well. And so she was sitting next to them. Coincidentally enough, when I was leaving work on Friday after the meeting, it was about to rain. I've been telling everybody, they say it's gonna rain. I don't know if it's really gonna rain. I'd already told y'all before about the, what is it, I don't know why. It's like my mind all of a sudden decided to scramble. I don't know why. Atmospheric pressure. I was about to say, what is that? Atmospheric pressure. I feel like it's a combination of the atmospheric pressure. I'm probably butchering it. My bad, y'all. I really like meteorology in a sense. And so stuff like that always amazed me. So I could tell by looking at the clouds and stuff, like how everything was changing. The weather changed from the time we got there early this morning until it was like almost time for us to leave. We had been there almost, 6 hours by the time they were like, why is it so cold? I feel like it's colder now than when it was when we got here. And, I was just explaining to them that's probably what it is. And they were calling for rain, which I didn't think it was going to really happen like that. Child, please. So when we left out, what I forgot to tell y'all was that we left out. And so I'm walking to my car. I'm talking to this girl this woman, she in her 50s, talking to her. And so she keeps talking to me about certain things. And so I keep, playing with her by telling her, I was like, yeah, your boy, I told her, I was like, yeah, your boy, he didn't know how to take it the other day when he saw me talking to somebody else. Now, all I was doing was speaking to this person about work. We had just had our meeting before it was time for us to go to our respective areas. He was leaving out because he works on the shift prior to mine. So all I saw was his eyes get big, and I told her, I was like, girl, so tell me why I was talking to old boy. And I saw him, and I have not seen him leaving out from his shift to go home in I don't know how many months. So that was so random. And I mean, it's not like our meeting ended so late that was why. Like, it actually ended a couple of minutes earlier than it normally does. Because normally my meeting in my department, it go on a little bit longer than it should. Like, it is what it is. My supervisor be there, and he go behind the other people who, conduct the meeting, and he be doing a lot sometimes. So it was crazy. And I made a point not to speak to him. I'm not speaking to you. When he does, if he ever is man enough to come to me and say, hey, I'm trying to figure out, what's going on with you. Because, I thought we was on the same page. I thought you wanted what I wanted. Once he want to try to play in my face some more, like, I don't know what's going on. Because he don't know that I know that he didn't try to roll up on other people. And they're not interested. So I'm going to straight up tell him, I know that you have been trying to roll up on other people. Therefore, you and I have nothing else to discuss. Because why are you trying to make it seem like you live for me and want to be with me and you see yourself with me, but every time I look up, you are not following through. You're not doing the things that you're supposed to do. You're doing everything but showing me that you want to have something to do with me. And I don't play sharing. We're not sharing. I'm not the side heifer. I have told you since the first time you knew of my existence and you were able to speak with me, you knew that I'm not about to be a side piece. I am not about to be a side piece. I am not about to be something less than. I'm doing well without you. It's funny because it's so funny because one of my friends who is from Virginia, but he lives somewhere else now. He lives in Texas now. He basically said the same thing I just said, which is that it seems like when people get in relationships, or when when he gets into a relationship, that's when everything goes downhill. He was like, so don't get married. Now, he and I both are marriage-minded individuals. We want to be married. We believe in monogamy, all of that. It's just when we get in a relationship, people like to drain us. They like to try to take advantage. And I told him, it's always been strange to me that every time I'm by myself, I thrive. As soon as I get into a relationship, I everything takes a nosedive. Everything is put on hold. Nothing goes the way that it should. And I feel like that's not the way it's supposed to go. I feel like if you get a partner, then everything should, in some ways, double. Like, it shouldn't be harder to survive now that I'm with somebody else. That's crazy. I'm over here managing all this by myself. But then when I get with you now, I don't even know how I'm gonna make it. Now I'm struggling. Like, I'm going backwards in my life. I had a perfectly working vehicle. Now it's gone. Like, I can't do that. Like, it's crazy. I ain't got time for it, y'all. So that was the amen corner for him today when we were talking. And it was crazy. I was just like, I don't know what it is. But it's like, for me, that's how it goes. As soon as I know or I feel like I'm going to be great because I found somebody, it's going to get better, it ends up going to hell in a handbasket. And I don't know why. So anyway, she and I were outside talking, and it's cold. Like I tell y'all all the time, I cannot help but to keep reiterating that I have been running the heat since September of 2022. It is bordering on April. I'm tired of turning on the heat. I'm tired of wearing big coats that are well insulated. Like, come on, Neil. So we talking. So she telling me about a situation that she in. Then we bring up, she ends up bringing up an old boy because I like to play with her and be like, yeah, so, you know your friend. So she was like, that is not my friend because he's not her type. Like, so we would, so many things. I just feel like I can't never get enough out to tell y'all because it's just so much stuff. So there was some dude she and I had never seen before. He was at the training. So she was like, who is that? And I was like, I don't know. So we ate. And so he came by and specifically was like, hey, y'all ladies, have a good day. And so we both said, you too. And she stopped immediately and told him that he had something in his beard. That he had a nice line up and everything. He could tell he was young. I was like, wait a minute. He was fine and he had locks, and locks were kempt. And I was like, I don't know. Sometimes I look at some of them people, I just be like, ooh, you gonna ruin somebody's life. You might be fine, but you finna ruin somebody's life if you ain't already presently ruining somebody's life right now. I'm just saying. So anyway, dude was fine, and she just kept saying, oh, he's so fine. It don't make no sense. I was like, shoot, you should have reached up and took it out his beard for him. She was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I was like, okay. So we went outside and we were talking. We were talking about him again. She brought him up again. I was like, he is fine. The dude was fine. I really don't know where he came from. I don't even know where he works. I've never seen him before. So he must work. I think I know where he might work. Unless he on another shift and he just wanted to come to ours to get it out of the way. I don't know what's going on. But it was so random. I'm trying not to be distracted, but they are just loud, screaming for no reason. You would think somebody's in a horror movie dying. I don't understand. Stupid. So anyway, we just talking. So the two of the people that were there at the place where we were eating, they were walking behind us, and so we ended up, she ended up catching up to me, and that's when we ended up talking. So they surpassed us and went like 5-6 cars down from us. And so they just were posted up, kind of trying to eavesdrop. I'm very aware of my surroundings. And if I talk loud enough for you to hear what I'm saying, I really don't care if you hear what I'm saying. So when I was saying certain things, I knew they didn't know who I was talking about, what I was talking about. And it wasn't as if I was like gossiping and talking bad about one of them or something like that, right? So I wasn't fearful that anything was going to get back to somebody. Like, they never know who I'm talking about. They never see me interact with nobody like that. Like, the way that I interact with everybody is the same. You're never gonna be like, oh, she acted super extra with him, they must got something going on. No, that ain't. You ain't gonna never be able to figure out. You ain't gonna never be able to figure out who I talked to or could have been talking to or whatever. They just don't know. It's always a mystery. So anyway, y'all, they kept, and then it's like I kept feeling like they was looking, but I was like, I don't know. So then I just so happened to look over, and I looked in the eyes of one of them. They were staring right in my mouth. I said, that's what I thought to myself, right? So kept on talking. I didn't miss a beat. So I was just like, whatever, kept on talking, kept on talking. And it started to kind of like rain, but it wasn't bad. I had already turned my car on twice so that it could be completely warmed up. But we were talking, like the conversation be so good. We don't get to see each other like that. So it's annoying. So it just ended up being a good time. We were talking. I didn't know if she was gonna be there tonight. She wasn't. I don't know. I don't know what was going on. She probably had a lot going on. Uh oh, her nephew's birthday. So she wasn't gonna be able to attend anyway. So yeah. What else? But yeah, we was having a good old conversation. I promise you, it hadn't. If the rain hadn't started like doing what it was doing, we would have still been talking for a little bit longer. So I left out like 30 minutes late because she and I were talking. So eventually they went on about their business because it was cold outside. Y'all, people swear I'm lying when I say I'm cold. When I came in, like I was telling y'all at the beginning of this video, I'm sorry, y'all know how I forget what I was saying. I walked in the building, walked to the room where we were going to be, signed up, verified I was there. My supervisor saw me. The weekend supervisor saw me. And so my supervisor was like, yeah, she bundled up. I was like, I'm freezing. And so people be laughing and thinking I'm joking. I'm like, I'm dead serious. I'm freezing. And I know I'm going to be freezing in here. So initially I was freezing. We went on a break for a little while, for like 15 minutes. And then we came back. It was kind of warm. I was like, I'm okay. Whatever. Went on one of the other breaks. And it's like the heat like was on all of a sudden or something. And I was like, what is going on here? People were hot before that even happened. So I was like, I'm not hot though. I was good. Child, people kept thinking I was lying. So I was like, I'm really cold. So I touched old girl who I told y'all we were outside talking. I touched her. She was like, you really are cold. So she was telling them, she was like, y'all think she just playing, like, let her touch you. So I touched him. He was like, oh, you are cold. The dude who looked like T-Pain, sound like T-Pain, all of that. So I touched him. He was like, oh, you really are cold. I was like, yeah, I'm not playing with y'all. I'm anemic. I don't want to be anemic, but I'm like, when everybody else is hot, I'm okay. When everybody else is, comfortable, I'm usually freezing. Like, I don't know. It's always been like that. So, yeah. But yeah, it just kind of made me laugh that they were down there trying to eavesdrop. Because like I said, don't nobody never see me hollering at nobody. They don't never see nobody hollering at me like that. And whenever anybody is engaging with me, it's normal conversation. I'm always laughing. I'm giving you the same energy. I'm giving everybody the same energy. I'm not giving you nothing extra to be like, ooh, let me give you this extra energy because I like you. No, I don't even want to deal with nobody at work. Like, it just be too much. Anyway, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in to the shenanigans. The side heifer was there. I ignored that heifer and went on about my business. I had pictures. I might post what I looked like, y'all. Y'all have a good weekend.